Conceive, believe, achieve.
This is former UFC middleweight champion of the world, Michael Bisping.
Paddy the Baddy here. You're listening to Combat Sports UK.
And you're watching Combat Sports UK.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Combat Sports UK YouTube channel. And I'm delighted to be joined this evening by Megan Morris. I mean, nicknames don't flow quite as well as that, right? I mean, that's a pretty cool nickname. She's OKTAGON's latest female sensation. I mean, what a hell of a fight that was back in October. And she's back. OKTAGON 56, April 4th, or is it April 20th? April 20th in Birmingham. How are we doing, Megan? How are things? What's happening?
I'm good, thank you. I'm very good. I'm excited. I've been waiting to fight in the UK for a while, so I'm excited. I really wanted to go abroad. All my friends and family are going to be there. I'm buzzing for it, so yeah, I'm all good.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. Because you're northwest based, right? So Birmingham's not too far of a trek for yourself and for your family.
Yeah.
So you have lots of people in support, right?
Yeah, exactly. And my family don't get to, like, with the fighting abroad, it gets too pricey. So they can't come and watch. So they're just there screaming at their phones instead when they're watching me live. So it's always really special when they're there. I love it. I really do. So it's going to be a really good night. Yeah, very excited.
Yeah, it will be. I mean, first of all, let's touch on that debut. I mean, just first of all, before we talk on the fight itself, which is it's a movie, that fight, really. But you talked about for fighting abroad. How was it kind of going out to Bratislava and making your debut for OKTAGON? How were the feelings? How did everything go in the lead up to the fight?
Oh, it was amazing. So, like, that fight, I got offered on 2 weeks' notice, but I've been training as if I had a fight the whole time, like for weeks, because just in case something like this did come up, and everything aligned just so perfectly, and where all my hard work met opportunity, and it timed so perfectly. So going over there, I was excited. I was terrified, because I thought, right, okay, this is going to be her hometown show. This is, big deal. All eyes are going to be on her. But I think I dealt with it really well, and I quite surprised myself with how well I was talking to myself. I was journaling every day, and I was ready for it. And going over there, it's incredible to see how much people love it over there. Like, over here, MMA fans can be a bit crap. Like, they'll only go if they know someone that's fighting, and they'll watch that fight and then leave. But in Slovakia, they are hardcore. They stay from start to finish. They love it. And the organisation itself is run so professionally. You honestly get treated like a celebrity. It's really well done. It's insane. The vibe over there, vibe in the arena when I got there, it was such a good week. I think probably the best fight week I'd had. Yeah, it was something special. Yeah, absolutely amazing.
Oh, that's brilliant. It's challenging. I mean, Corey kind of spoke about the same with the atmosphere over here in Germany and how well OKTAGON kind of treat their fighters. I mean, how impressed were you with the show, with everything that they were doing, and how much were you kind of like, wow, this is it's a big stage, right? Fighting on OKTAGON, especially outside of the UK at the moment.
Yeah, very big stage. I mean, I've fought abroad before, so like the initial wow factor, it was still there because I was still really grateful for the opportunity and excited about it, but it wasn't completely new to me. The organization itself, I'm so impressed with. They treat everyone so well. Everything was run so smoothly, and everyone was really helpful as well. Spoke very good English. You were treated just as good as the hometown fighters. They relayed everything perfectly. There was no miscommunication. It was all so smoothly done. Like, I was very impressed. So yeah, the show itself, absolutely incredible. Yeah, really, really rate it. And like the way they put it all together. Yeah, very good. Very well done.
Yeah, and as for the fight itself, Veronika Morkova was the opposition. I mean, as I alluded to there, it really was a movie of a fight. I mean, there's very rare fights, I think, as a fight fan and kind of watching the sport, where you really are off your feet, jumping, screaming. I so much had my neighbors actually come to my door and say, "Is everything okay?" when you pulled off that round 3 submission. I was just like, what have I just seen? Like the emotion that was going on in the fight. 15 seconds left to go. Tell it in your own words and in your own story, because I'm getting hyped up again just talking about it.
Oh my God. Okay, so the first round, first up, that's like the most tired I've ever been in a fight. Like I felt like I was late to an interview. I was like, no, please no. But that fight, it was always gonna be emotional because my fight before it, that I don't know if you've seen that one, I broke my nose and it was a rough 3 rounds, and it took me a long time to get back to that. Back from that, like have the confidence in myself and my ability again. So it was always going to be an emotional fight, and that first round, like my aim was to like I've been working on my game plan for so long, strike, shoot, and I can't really remember much of it. Like in my head, the last like 20 seconds of that round when she caught me, dropped me, and then I got saved by the bell. That felt to me like the entire round. Like I felt like I got my ass handed to me and I lost that round completely. I mean, I did lose the round, but in my head it was awful. So I was really disheartened when I got back to my corner. I was like, oh, that was so shit. Like Steve would be so annoyed. Like, wow, I absolutely ballsed it up. And then I think you can see me like almost tear up. I was like, oh, pull yourself together, woman. And then Steve and Chris came in and they were my saviors in that moment. They were like, that was fine, that was great. You know, that's the best she's got. That's the strongest she's gonna be. I was like, oh yeah, cool, okay, buzzing. So like everything they said really brought me back, and I was like, I am in this. I have not fucked it up. It's fine. We've still got 2 more rounds. It's not over till it's over. And then I can't remember really the second round, but in the third round, I remember thinking, just don't stop. Whenever you shoot for a takedown, do not stop. Don't stop moving. Don't accept position. And when I was going for the armbar, all I could think of was, it's not over till it's over. And I was absolutely gassed at this point. My legs felt like jelly. I felt like the most tired I've ever been. But I thought, it's not over till it's over. And in my head, I was thinking, right, I'm not gonna get this decision. So I need to pull something miraculous out the bag. And then when she tapped, I was overwhelmed with emotion and relief and shock. And I think after, like, in those few seconds, because it was so close to the end of the fight, I don't think anybody knew who won at first, because we were both sat there crying, and because there was only like 15 seconds left, the whole crowd kind of went silent for a minute. But it was incredible. But what's weird is after the fight, I kind of couldn't enjoy it like you'd expect to. I felt like I'd won a fight but lost a fight, if that made sense. So I didn't have that. I mean, I was proud of myself. I was so emotional because I'd managed to do it, but I genuinely felt like I'd lost it. So I was really hard on myself after that. And then watching it back, I was like, I didn't do as shit as I thought. So that like helped boost my confidence. But no, I was no, it's just so emotional. I mean, I'm an emotional person anyway, but that fight was something special, and it was amazing to experience that with my boyfriend Chris and with my coach. I thought that trip really brought us closer together. It was really cool, something really special. I won't forget it anyway.
No, absolutely. And the experience as a whole is incredible. And then you have that to kind of top it off, so to speak. I mean, like you said, you have looked back on it. When you do look back on it and you consider the emotion, the way the fight went, especially that final 10 seconds of that first round, how do you compartmentalize, I guess, what you learned from that fight, right? What parts do you think, oh, okay, this is what I need to take, this is what I need to rein in a little bit more? Like, how did you kind of reflect on it?
Well, the biggest reflection was more about believing in yourself. Like, okay, stop being a fanny. You can do this. Like, you've proven you can do this. You're in this game. Like, stop being so hard on yourself. To be honest, I can't remember the first thing I like went over. I think in the first round, when I think I circled off and backed myself to the cage, and that's when I got caught. So I think the main thing that I wanted to focus on after that, because like I take a lot of damage in fights, and I'm like, I bruise easily anyway, but like I really wanted to work on getting hit less and controlling the fight more. So but I've just lost my train of thought entirely.
You're fine. You're fine.
Just
Don't worry.
completely gone. Oh, you bastard. Sorry, I've not done an interview in a long time.
You're good. Don't worry. Don't worry. It'll come back. It'll come back. So like, if it does come back, just feel free to go back to that. To go back to those tracks. So since then, obviously that was October. Has it been? Have you been trying to get a fight? Has it been frustrating waiting? Obviously, there was the Manchester, Newcastle, and now Birmingham card. With Newcastle one, you were probably looking at trying to get on, or what's kind of been the process since October?
Well, I asked for Prague in December, but they said no. And then I can't remember if Newcastle was the next show after that, but I think I asked for Germany this weekend. Yeah, and they said no against that. They wanted me to have a UK based fight, so they said, look, we'll put you on the January card, which was the Newcastle one. But I couldn't do that. So I had a family holiday booked for about 2 years, and it's been a long time in the planning. It had already been paid for, and I thought, yeah, I could. It was 2 weeks before that fight, and I couldn't get it. Had already been paid for. I didn't want to cancel it. You know, January is when I don't fight. That's like kind of the rules. So it was a tough decision to make, but I thought, well, there's Birmingham in April, more time to get better. Because like I didn't take time out over Christmas. I never do. I've been training consistently this whole time. But to be honest, even in December last year, I kind of had my goal set for April anyway. That was always like the date in mind. So, and to be honest, the January card as well had AB and Corey on. So I think that probably would have been a lot harder for our coach to deal with, having 3 fighters on instead of 2. I think timing wise, it worked out better. So yeah, I had plenty of time to train, work on my mistakes from my last fight, and yeah, that was the thought process behind it anyway.
Okay, and continue to level up, obviously. And the fights against Aitana Alvarez. I mean, what do we know about her? What have you been able to see? I mean, she's 5-5, I think, in her record, so she's got some experience there and lot to pick into, right? Well, what do you know about Aitana so far?
She looks game as fuck. I'm excited for this matchup. I think it's going to be a really tough test. She looks like a good striker. She's had obviously more fights than me. She's very experienced, so she'll be possibly more comfortable in there. From the fights that I've watched most recently, she does like to keep it standing.
Always, without obviously going into too much detail, you've got the likes of Corey Fry, who's an elite level striker. Your game is obviously a bit more of a grappling game. Are you looking to really test yourself in those different facets of martial arts, or are you thinking, okay, I'm going to see if she wants it in the grappling department and go from there? Like, what's your mindset going into, obviously, without giving too much away?
Well, my mindset is I am capable in every aspect, and I know that. I believe that. I work on some aspects more than others. I have an ideal fight that I want in my head, but that doesn't mean I'm uncomfortable in other places. So if I want to take it down, I'll stick with that. If I want to strike, that's fine. If I want to mix it up, like, I know my ideal fight, but I know where I can be comfortable with, and I'm excited. And it, like I say, will be a good test. It'll be a good test for both aspects, whether it's wrestling, whether it's striking, or whatever. But no, I believe in myself, no matter where the fight goes.
Absolutely, and so you should. I mean, you've definitely shown that resilience and then that ability to keep going and trust in yourself as well throughout a fight, and no matter where it goes. I mean, it's a hell of a card. Obviously, we've got yourself on there. We've got Aaron Aby on there. It hasn't been announced just yet, but I mean, that must be exciting to be fighting on the same card as someone like that, and also inspirational as well, right? Like, how's the vibe in camp at the moment? How are things at Northwest Fight Academy?
Oh, I fucking love it when Aby's in the gym. Like he's just such a cool, positive vibe. Like I think he's one of my favorite people to train with. And like if you ever need an inspirational or motivational talk, you call AB. Like he's just like he's all about attitude and body language, and if you act a little bit defeated in the gym, or if you're like a bit down, that rubs off on the team. And he's just so good at keeping everyone in check. And if you've had a bit of a rough round, he'll look at you and he'll nod, or like he'll say smile, or he really puts attention into the people around him. And he's just a buzz to be around. So I'm absolutely buzzing that I get to be on the same card as him. He's very inspirational, and he's helped me out a lot. I'm always like, AB, I've got this or that, or I just need a chat. I need one of them like inspirational speeches, and he always delivers. So it's going to be exciting.
No, it will be. Yeah, absolutely. To have both of you on that card, and obviously you've got the likes of Akon Wanless as well. Shem Rock is on there. They even announced Dennis Frimpong as well. I mean, is it one thing with Octagon, and they're still kind of building out the female division? Do you kind of want to see yourself long term with the promotion as helping to build out the division and helping to kind of put the name on European women's MMA a little bit more? Obviously, they've got coming up this weekend. They've got Jacinta Austin fighting, and also the lady coming from your gym, whose name has completely left me now. My train of thought's gone. No, my train of thought's gone. Go on, just remind me again. Sorry.
Carolina.
Thank you. Yeah, she's obviously fighting Jacinta Austin this weekend as well. So, yeah, how important is it to you to be able to build out those women's divisions in Octagon?
To be honest, because I only had 2 fights on this contract, I haven't really thought past that. I've just been focusing on I sometimes feel like I don't know. I want to stay focused on like the here and now, and like my next step rather than too many steps ahead. Because I often feel like if you plan too far ahead, or have too because it's good to know the direction you're going, but never works out exactly the way you want to go. So like my goal right now is to show up in this fight, and again try and not look past it. I mean, it doesn't mean I haven't thought about it, but like I guess being like Octagon's a absolutely mint show, so to be able to like represent women in my weight category on that show would be absolutely amazing, like long term, and maybe build up for a championship shot at some point. That would be epic. But like I said, I don't want to get too ahead of myself. So my next step is the one that's going to take me obviously further. Trying to focus on this one right now. This is next one thing that I need to concentrate on.
And concentrate, you absolutely are. Well, listen, I'll throw over the final word for you. Any shout out, sponsors, things like that. Where can people keep in touch with you, keep an eye on your journey, and just what's happening?
This is the bit I always forget, comes at the end of every podcast. And this is where I forget all my sponsors. Right, okay. Let me just so I'm so sorry, I'm so bad at this. So my sponsors: Rain Clothing, Birdman Strength, Active Dental. Oh my god, my mind's going blank. They've been with me like since the beginning, so massive shout out to those. My gym and everyone there, my coach Steve Nightingale, my striking coach Corey Fry, everyone there, my wonderful boyfriend Chris Morris, who also fights. I'm gonna forget somebody, so everyone knows who they are.
Everybody, yeah, everyone knows. Everyone knows.
Exactly. My Instagram is Megan Morris. If anybody cares, go and have a gander on there. Look at what I do. It's just fighting and baking, really.
Just a bit of fighting.
I bake in my house so that my house smells like cookies. I love it.
Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you?
Exactly.
Well, listen, Megan Morris, Octagon 56, April 20th in Birmingham versus Aitana Alvarez. Look, we wish you the best of luck. We want to continue seeing your journey happening, and obviously we've got a lot of friends at Northwest Fight Academy. So all the best to everybody there. Thank you so much for your time this evening, and best of luck when the fight goes down in April.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you having me on.
You're welcome.